What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. So we got some breaking news right now regarding the baddest man of all time, Terence Bud Crawford, who was actually at the Canelo versus What's going on with these tabs? Oh, stop.
What you thought about that fight?
It was a good fight. He did show this one.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
He just wasn't stepping in. Canelo kind of looked like he carried him though.
What did you think about that fight in terms of you fighting Canelo? Did you see opportunities for yourself?
Oh, definitely.
That what kind?
A lot.
We whooping feet, right? Right like Kendra said, we whooping feet.
You had to see the fight, but Canelo did good. Munguia did good. It was a good fight.
All right, Terence, man, you the best.
Yup.
So you heard that from the Anunnaki god himself, Terence Bud Crawford. He see a lot of sweetness in Carrot Top. Now, I mean, I think carrots are a vegetable. They ain't traditionally sweet. Crawford essentially saying, hey, he a fruit. He fruity. Yeah? I'm fixing to make a fruit out of his vegetable looking ass. That's what he said here. That's what I heard. I see a lot of sweetness in Canelo. He said, at the start, I think he said Munguia wasn't really stepping in. I think Munguia was stepping in too much, if I'm honest. Let's replay it again.
He just wasn't stepping in. Canelo kind of looked like he carried him though.
What did you think about that fight in terms of you fighting Canelo? Did you see opportunities for yourself?
So sorry. I'm sorry.
He just wasn't stepping in. Canelo kind of looked like he carried.
Yeah, he just wasn't stepping in. I didn't see that. I saw Munguia stepping in too much. Yeah, them first 2 rounds, them first 2.5 rounds, Munguia was dominating. Not dominating, but I was like, oh, this was looking like Bivol versus Carrot Top. And then Munguia got lost in the sauce, got lost in the success. Freddie Roach apparently had been training him to kind of use the jab. He completely forgot about what was working. I never get that in terms of like, you've been boxing for 20 years. Something's worked. You're in the ring with a kind of certainly top 5 guy in the world right now. You've won the first 2 rounds. Why not keep doing that? Why get greedy? Did Munguia want to knock Carrot Top out? I don't know. But anyway, again, that's why I respect Bivol. Even though I would like to, for him, I think there was an opportunity here for Bivol to start pressing Carrot Top. But I think Bivol's cute enough as well to have been able to press Carrot Top. He's not as loose as a goose like Munguia is. Munguia, clearly, his up in the ante was doing more of the wrong things. He didn't start putting more sting on his jab, for example. He started just wading in anyway. So I don't agree that Munguia wasn't stepping in. I also don't agree that... I've heard this narrative. Oh, Canelo was carrying Munguia. I didn't see that. I saw Canelo out of gas. Yeah, Canelo's never been a formidable finisher. He just hasn't. Look at the Kovalev fight. Carrot Top was not breaking down Kovalev. In fact, he was getting boxed up. Or he was getting out. Kovalev weren't putting nothing on. It looked like a sparring session. I thought that fight was rigged with Kovalev. Kovalev was in there just popping away and moving around. Then got knocked back out. But Carrot Top wasn't on Kovalev. Carrot Top wasn't on Callum Smith. He wasn't on. He has one gear, essentially. He has one gear and he fights at that gear and that's it. So, unless you tell me Canelo's been carrying Smith, Canelo, whoever else you want, all the distance fights, because even Plant, right? Plant went 11 rounds, like 11 and a half rounds, or however many rounds it was, like certainly around 11. So, how much of a finisher are you? It was evident in the Plant fight. Plant can't punch, right? Canelo had no respect for anything Plant was doing from the first quarter of the fight. So why are you in there not getting at it again? That's who Canelo is. He's not a Beterbiev. He's not going to put himself out there, unfortunately. Now, moving on, as it pertains to Crawford, I've got a video coming soon. In fact, you can see it here. Prince Salman Sheikh said Canelo Crawford could happen in December. This is formidable, people. Salute Prince Turkey Salman. Yeah? Formidable. because it's going to end up being, assuming, listen, this Madrimov fight ain't a joke. The odds say it's a joke. From what I'm seeing, I don't know nothing about boxing yet, but from what I'm seeing, it don't look like a joke to me. That Madrimov guy is serious. And really, is he a Canelo? We can't say that now. He's only had 10 fights. But from what I'm witnessing, yeah, he's hard as you like. He's that kind of Habib, Hamzat, that kind of hard, yeah? Just old school, rugged, Russian block hard. Yeah? Rocky film kind of hard. Do you understand? And it's his weight class. He's got a dude who's come up from 135 to 154. He ain't planning on losing. Them man don't work like that. He ain't going to take a dive. Madrimov ain't going to get in there and jump on the floor. Even look at Avanesian. Another type of one of them cats, in my opinion. Avanesian went in there. He did better than Spence. Fact. He was in there having a go and he was tight until it wasn't, kind of thing. It was not a flash knockout, but Avanesian got caught. Avanesian wasn't getting punched everywhere though, like Spence was, for example. He was in there, losing every round, but still he was in there and he was tight. So this guy's big, and Madrimov's big, strong, and has Canelo-esque abilities. His hook game, solid. Uppercut game, solid. So this really is a test for Crawford now. If Crawford smokes Madrimov, Carrot Top in trouble, in my opinion. And from what I saw at the weekend with Canelo and Munguia, I think Canelo's lost a step. Yeah, he's slowing down. I remember even in the Bivol fight, yeah, in them first few rounds, I'd watch Canelo's hooks and they were like, they were snapping. And I was like, damn. They weren't landing clean, but I was like, ooh, it was like a ripping speed to it. In this Munguia fight, he looked a lot more, he just looked slow. He looked like the proverbial lost a step, if I'm honest. That said though, he's only 33. Crawford, but damn near 37, 38. So apparently you can be old overnight. And Crawford's so inactive, it's frustrating. He needs to be, I don't know why he ain't fighting every 6 months. At the minimum. Every 6 months should be like the worst case. Literally, Crawford's knocking on for a year. That's what it will be. I think it's over a year. I think the Madrimov fight isn't until August. It's like 13 months and you're 37 and you've never been that active. So my only worry is really the age. If Crawford suddenly looks old overnight. But either way, there ain't going to be no excuses. If Madrimov does what on paper he should do, yes, the odds have Crawford winning bigly. But Madrimov, he's not a punk. He's not like for example, Billy Joe Saunders, yeah? He fought a lot of guys. He nicked belts from people who had belts or who vacant titles. This Madrimov, he ain't one of them, yeah? From what I've seen. He ain't just one of them guys you say, oh, he's found someone at 154 to pick, to get a win over and to nick a belt. This ain't the Billy Joe Saunders WBO featuring Frank Warren job. He's a serious dude. He ain't playing. He ain't coming there to lose. He ain't coming there to make Crawford look good. He coming there to do what he's supposed to do and defend his title. And that's a dangerous individual. But if Crawford looks sick, yeah, God forbid he knocks Madrimov out. What are the odds for that? I hope they're not. I really do hope the odds for Madrimov getting knocked out aren't the favourite to happen. From what I see, I think it's a disrespect. Even if I believe Crawford's phenomenal. Madrimov odds checker. I'd say this is like a 65-35, 60-40 fight for Crawford. It's not like this. This is saying it's basically 80-20. Look, that's ridiculous. 4-1. So essentially an 80-20 fight people. For Crawford, who's going up a weight division to fight a champion, a legitimate champion. Come on now. But yeah, intriguing times. Salute to Prince Turki Salman Sheikh Turkey, because no one else ain't doing it. For once, money has been a good factor. Yeah, in football, for example, it's a bit corny apparently. Apparently the Saudi involvement, you get all the old ones kind of thing, all the old washed up footballers. Like, they're not really making nothing of it. just buying people for the sake of it. It's not really adding value. If anything, it's taking away value, because you're diluting the Premier League. I don't watch football, but you know what I mean. You're diluting the concentration of the sport in Europe, which is its home essentially. In boxing, though, this guy, he actually passionate about the game. For example, in football, they could say, hey, we don't want to just nick players here and there because we don't want to spoil the beauty of the game. They ain't said that. They're doing it anyway. In boxing, though, for example, he could just nick fighters, pick a name, and then have them fight a bum. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's take all the big names and pay them a bunch of money to fight bums. He could be doing that, right? And that would be ruining the game. If Tyson Fury was being paid more money, and that's what happened arguably at the start. At the start, when he fought Ngannou, that was a problem. Fury was getting paid more money, or as much money as he would to fight Usyk in the UK, to fight Ngannou. That's problematic. However, for whatever reason, maybe that was. Fury Ngannou was the introduction. And since then, he's took the ball and he's ran with it. And I salute that man. I salute that. He actually loves the game. And if this Crawford versus Canelo fight can happen. And after all, Canelo says, if I'll fight anyone for the right money. Well, Crawford's coming up from 135. You can't tell me if Turkey puts up a whole bag. Canelo must think Crawford's sweet, right? He must do. He must think, especially after the Charlo fight. Charlo's not Crawford yet, but number one, he's bigger than Crawford. Charlo's like 6'1". Could never be 135 pounds, if that makes sense. So he's bigger than Crawford. And look at him, he was food. Didn't win one round. So the likelihood of this fight happening is pretty hard, I believe. I don't think Canelo could demand, or would demand, 200 million for Crawford. Probably going to be like 80. And that, for me, assuming Crawford needs to batter Madrimov, if not stop him. Because again, Madrimov's 154, Canelo's another 2 weight divisions higher. So you need to see something phenomenal, where he's just battering him. Maybe not a stoppage, but who knows? Crawford stopped everyone at 147. And even then he said he was weight drained. He was struggling to make the weight. So maybe the evidence is implying Crawford's got better as he's been more hydrated. At 135 he was a bit chinny and he couldn't punch. At 147 was his best division. And he's telling us, and people before the Spence fight were sending pictures saying, oh, Crawford looks sick. So for all we know, Crawford might be at 154, full of beans, and sparking someone else out. If he sparks out Madrimov, it's going to be a problem for Carrot Top. I don't even know if he'll take the fight, with the money or not, truth be known. But anyway, let's see, people. Intriguing time. Smash the like button, subscribe, like on the bell, 100%, no doubt about it. Stop it.